let me know. That was probably what needed to be done. We good now? Great. So, now that we're all on the same page, can you hear me? Yes? Awesome. Thank you for withstanding that. That was probably really rough to just watch me go berserk over here as I do this. This show is called Whatever You Want It to Be, which means that you have a say in where this show goes. I don't know where it's going to go, what we're going to be doing. You could possibly be in it. If you have Zoom, you could possibly join, or you could participate on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube or whatever you're watching it on. What I'm looking for you is like our first direction. It's like a choose your own adventure show. What do you want this show to be? And as we're going through tonight, you'll just be filling me in on what we're going to be doing. Maybe someone joins. We do an improv scene. Maybe someone just wants me to flip somebody off. I can do that too. You're going to tell me. And we have Folk22. I'm probably saying that wrong, so I apologize. You can tell me to say it correctly if that's what you want out of this show. You are hearing me now, so I think we're good, unless it switched back. Hopefully you were hearing me, though. If you are not, I need to know that. So hopefully we're good. Great. So what I'm looking for, again, this show could be anything you really want it to be. This is your one chance to basically have a say in a show. Or maybe you have a say in plenty of shows and you want to also have a say in this. That's fine. You get to choose what this show is. You get to direct where it goes. This is, again, whatever you want it to be. Okay? A lot of power in your hands here. You get to start directing it. So, what's the first direction? Where is this show going? And I know this is kind of funky, very unusual. Looking for some guidance here of where you want this show to go. Okay. And just make sure I'm seeing everything here. Hopefully you are getting audio. I switched it for a moment, and hopefully it didn't go back to silent. Again, this is a pretty experimental show, and I have no idea where we're going to go yet. If you want to participate, you can either, again, possibly join me on Zoom. Okay, so Taylor's brother wants to tell stories about the best and worst improv folks I've taught, coached, or shows you've had that have completely gone off the rails. There's a bit of echo, supposedly. Hopefully this is better. I might have had two different ones going here. This one should be muted, so in fact, I had two cameras going and that didn't work, so I'm going to log out of that, and we're going to make sure that this is still set up right. Great. Okay. So, glad that worked. Okay, so stories about the best and worst improv folks I've taught or coached. We're getting into it. I mean, like I said, this is whatever you want it to be. I might or might not use names. I guess hopefully you don't ask me to, because like I said, it's wherever you want it to go. I will. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily single someone out. I'm not going to choose to, at least right now. The absolute roughest people to coach. There's only been a couple. Are the ones who just can't listen. You'd say, hey, here's some advice, and they say, okay. And then they don't use it at all. They don't try, or they don't even remember. You say, hey, I just said that, right? And they're like, I don't know what you mean. Or they're in a scene with someone, and someone says something, and it's like that person didn't say anything. Whatever was in their head comes out, and it never goes well. And it's really tough to work with that when someone refuses to listen. If you have somebody has like a moment where they're like in their head, or they miss things because they're panicked, that's certainly something that you can work with. I found it very difficult to coach someone who refuses to stop and listen, and that's a pretty rough one. I've only ever had a couple people who I wouldn't let go all the way through a program, and that's pretty much the reason why. Do they refuse to listen because they think they're funnier than me, or is it because they just don't get it? I think there are people who are just starting off who I've felt like they think they have the answer to comedy and they don't need to listen to me. I don't know why they take a class. And they're very stubborn, and they need to basically be proven that they don't have the best judgment starting off. Those are usually people who you catch right away. It's the people who really want to do it, who want to listen and take advice. They just struggle to do that. I think a lot of it is in their head. I think there's a lot of pressure, or sometimes there's other factors. But for the most part, it's certainly as people come in on certain drugs, it's going to be pretty tough to have a real conversation. If anyone's familiar with anyone who might be on something heavier, but having just that honest conversation is really important. I'm giving some information, you heard that, and you're giving some information back. And if you don't have that, it's really tough to have anything. Someone just said, hey, hi. If you're just watching, again, this shows whatever you want it to be, and someone wanted me to tell some stories. Also, shows that have completely gone off the rails. Yes. I'll tell you about a show I watched that it was pretty famous from back in the older days of UCBLA. There was a really drunk cage match team. Convoy was winning, and this team that was it was like Beer Machine or something, and they'd already gone up, so they had to change their name, and they went as what was it? It was like a Rocky reference, or Clubber Lang, and they all had actual bats and chains and weapons, like real weapons, and they were drunk. Someone asked me to show my butt. We'll see. I can only show so much on Twitch, Twitch or Facebook, really, any of it. I'll show as much as I can. But anyways, they were super drunk, and they were hitting things. It was just a chaos. I was like 2 rows back, and everyone was pretty scared, because we had no idea if these weapons were going to fly out, hit us. We were just going to get hit with one. They didn't win, if anyone was wondering. They didn't. And you know what? I can do this. I won't show all my butt, because there's an audience here. But you can see my wallet right here. And that's where my butt is. So, like I said, this shows whatever you want it to be. And that's what someone wanted it to be. So, as far as great. Let's see. Also, as far as like a show that really got off the rails, I was like drinking is usually the reason. We've done a show at Backline 2, I guess, where the goal was to get really drunk, and the last time it had some awkward moments. Anytime that 2 people are too drunk on stage doing improv, it gets pretty rough and weird. Let's see, naked butt, undie butt, pants butt with dance, dealer's choice. So if I do pants butt, I have to dance. Is that what you're saying? Todd, who wrote that, I do want you to know that we want people to keep watching. But like I said, this show's basically whatever you want it to be. And I'm going to take the opportunity to dance, even though this won't. I'm not a great dancer. I'm not even a good dancer. And if someone else will comment, so I don't have to keep doing this, someone else take this power from Todd and go somewhere else with it. My partner Alex is watching and wants to watch me dance and shake my butt. So, okay. Um, I'm I'm also sitting on a couch, so this gets pretty tricky. So shake my butt, shake my butt. That's the dance. Okay. I don't want to lose viewers, so that was that. Like I said, this show's whatever you want it to be. And now I get shadow puppets. Is it because of? Let's see if I can do this without. Okay. Wish I could just zoom in. Shadow puppets. Let's see here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. All right, I'll just do some basic things here. Okay, that was a weird bunny or something. Okay, so that was a shadow puppet. I'm losing viewers. So Todd, you're not going in the right direction, or I'm really messing this up. What we need is a direction the show's going to go. And again, if you want, you can join. Just let me know. If we're already friends, I can send you the info. Or if we're not, you can contact me. We can do scenes. I can keep talking. It's on the window behind me. What, the shadow? Oh, got it. Wish there was a... How do I do this? Ow! Ow! All right, that was silly. It got me another viewer, though, which is no one starts watching because of that. Oh, got it. So, if if I'm like that, someone's still pushing for the, I don't know. I'm having a hard time getting this. Yeah, something like that. It's kind of the creature from Nightmare Before Christmas, Dr. Feinstein or whatever. I think that's what that was. That's my best guess on that. Something besides hand puppets, maybe. And I'm glad you're laughing your butt off at me trying to do that. That poor attempt at shadow puppets there. Adding to Spank Bank. My shadow puppets, I think someone is adding to their Spank Bank. Matthew Roach got a kick out of that as well. Something about Mr. Feinstein. Dr. Feinstein? Feinberg? I don't remember. That sounds probably racist at this point. So, we had hand puppets at this point, and that's the last thing I've gotten. Unless Matthew Roach's comment adding to Spank Bank is what you wanted me to do, which I don't think I can add to your Spank Bank, so hopefully that wasn't a request on my end. I wish you could not see that part of it. Oh, I wonder if I could... Okay. Hello. I'm sure tired of being a goose trapped behind this window. Sure, being a shadow goose ain't no fun. Okay. I don't know how much longer I can do that. I don't know if I can maintain a shadow puppet show between two geese behind my window for a very long time. But it is very honoring to see that I still have just as many people watching this as before I started the shadow puppet stuff. And Matthew Roach thought I was flexing about the Spank Bank, or like he thought I was flexing. I don't have a whole lot here, so that's my flex. And you can LOL at that as well if you'd like. What's the next thing we're doing? Again, this show's going to be whatever you want it to be. So tell us whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. I'll be able to get that, and we'll have some fun. let's see here. I need your comments. Um, One person scene with 3 characters. Okay. That's something that'll be a little bit more of my bad. Santa Claus, Bob Ross, Santa Claus. Bob Ross, Santa Claus. Those are 2 characters. I could possibly do 2 of them. Tell a story. You know what? I'll tell a story. Dinosaur. Okay. We've got a lot of things now here, which I'm loving. Okay. One person scene, 3 characters, telling a story. And we've got things like Dinosaur and Pikachu just thrown out there as well. But Theoretical Funk put 3 together. So it's Pikachu, Santa Claus, and Bob Ross. So let's see if I can tell a story about that. Kids, yes, gather around. Yes, that's right, little Timmy and little Tara. That's right, gather around. Gather around. I have a story to tell you as it's almost Christmas time. Grandpapa, I was working on my art. Am I not supposed to be making any art, Grandpapa? I was making happy little trees. Oh, you'll have plenty of time. After we hand out your Christmas presents. Oh, we get Christmas presents this year? No. Let me tell you the story first, okay? Do we get food this year, Grandpapa? Now, let me tell you the story. Okay, so there was a time where there was a dinosaur. Right? And, I'm talking a real dinosaur, not, like an alligator or, a horseshoe crab. So, a real dinosaur. And it found a Pokeball. That's right. That's right. Because people don't know this. Pokeballs were around first. They're like Star Wars. Pokemon was a long time ago. Yes, in a galaxy. It was this galaxy, but a long time ago. And there was Charizard, who was half Pokemon, half dinosaur. Obviously, some people would call him a dragon. A fire dragon. That's fine. And he lost to Team Rocket, and that's how the dinosaurs died. That's right. And that's my story. was that worth it at all? I don't know. This is probably the silliest thing I've done or tried. I hope you all are liking this. Again, if you want to hop in, you can. I think some of you are having fun just watching me do stupid shit. I'm cool with that. Because it's my fault nothing got scheduled tonight. So that's why we're doing this weird-ass show, which can be whatever you want it to be. Cook some food. You want me to cook some food? I said it would be whatever. Tell me what kind of food, and I will do my best to make that food. I'm supposed to do a barrel roll, which is going to be pretty tough on a love seat in front of 2 laptops without knocking anything over. But I'm not going to take the easy way out on this one. So here's my barrel roll while Todd thinks of what food I'm going to cook. Not so much a roll as a drunken somersault. Maybe. Vegan lasagna hors d'oeuvres. I can tell you, I don't have a lot very close to vegan lasagna or hors d'oeuvres. And I don't know what be SpongeBob while cooking means. But I'm going to go try. I'm also supposed to make a grilled cheese with the crust cut off. So, vegan lasagna, hors d'oeuvres, grilled cheese with the crust cut off, be SpongeBob while cooking. I'm assuming that means with all the complicated stuff. I guess I'm gonna try to. Luckily, I live in a studio apartment, so I guess I can show you what's here. Okay, this is gonna get real weird here as I try to turn this around because you're gonna see behind the movie magic and how small my apartment really is. So, this is a mess. Okay, this is my fridge. Starting off with cheese. Bread. Hey, Squidward. And then that's like SpongeBob, right? Okay, that's close enough. I hope you all are enjoying this at all. What else was it supposed to be? Vegan lasagna and the crust cut off. We got vegan lasagna, crust cut off, cooking like SpongeBob, and grilled cheese, hors d'oeuvres. So what I'm going to do is I've got some bread, some cheese, what else do we got here? Okay. It's not cooked, but it's like heating it up. Hors d'oeuvres. And the same amount of you are still watching, and I really appreciate that. I'm just eating cheese and bread right now. Cool. Glad I made that. I don't know how much I acted like SpongeBob. I don't know if you want more specifics, like flipping the spatula. I could try to do that. It will make a mess. I don't know if you saw how tiny my kitchen is. But that's all I had was, it's just one room. And then the bathroom's in the next room. So it's 2 rooms. It's 2 rooms. Again, you decide where this is going. Hopefully I didn't let you down by not actually grilling this cheese. I mean, I could, I suppose. But I have to clean a frying pan because that's how bad I am. And we saw those pans. You weren't supposed to see that. But I had a feeling someone was going to show stuff, and I should have done dishes. But thank you for still watching this. In fact, more people are watching this than some of our shows. So, tell you about my favorite improviser and why is it Todd? Well, I guess with that assumption that it is Todd, I'll go into that. Todd brings a great fun energy to any scene and a want to do as good as possible. And he doesn't try to half-ass anything. at least when it comes to improv. I'm not saying he does other things, but at least improv. Makes it very fun. Now spin the bottle. Sure. It's pretty easy to spin a bottle. There's one other person that you're with, and you kiss them all the time. I just gotta find a bottle. So you can kind of see it. There you go. And, oh, look who it landed on. I get a kiss. You all get to see this. There you go. Thank you for that one. This one's called, what, a soft pitch? And then slowly pour a full bottle out without drinking it. Torture ensues. Oh, Willem, I'm a little too drunk. Not drunk. I'm not drunk at all. I'm a little too broke to pour out over half a bottle of vodka, even if it is some of the cheapest vodka you can find. But I can pour out like a drop for the homies, or take a big old drink. Again, I won't do everything. I won't burn my apartment. I won't actually shoot myself in the head. I won't jump out the window. And I won't, even more extreme, pour out alcohol. I'm glad you're getting, that's fair, thanks. But again, I'll take a shot. I'll pour a shot out, I suppose, maybe that. Oh, okay, I'm missing out on some of these. So, if I had 30 seconds to pitch a sitcom to a CBS exec, what would you pitch? The only thing that I have planned would be my animated series. So, do you like cryptids? Do you think that it's fun to find out about monsters? Think that's cool, huh? I should have written this in advance. I think I'd have this ready. Well, each episode focuses on these underground humanoids called troglobites, and each episode is them being confused for different monsters, whether it's Dracula or zombies or aliens. In every episode, it's these creatures that live underground that get mistaken for humans, or for these monsters by the humans. Is that 30 seconds? I think it was about 30 seconds. Watch it on CBS. Okay. Yeah, my dog. That's fair. Give medical advice, sure. And I'm not going to just give the worst, like, dumb, stupid medical advice. I'm going to give real medical advice here. Okay. If you are dying of starvation, eat food. What else we got here? My tonsil hurts. Am I going to die? Not likely. From best I can stand, it's probably not COVID, so that's good. Your tonsils hurting could be a number of things. You could also possibly just have like a throat irritation. Gargle with salt water, and while that seems a little silly, it's something I do plenty. Gargling with salt water. Also, I get tonsil stones sometimes, which doesn't really cause pain, but it gets those out. So if you have tonsil stones, there's some more medical advice. If you have tonsil stones, gargle with salt water every day, and after a few days, a few of them should pop out. Can you send a shout out to Felicity for me and Matt Johnson? Felicity, Todd thinks you're rad. He didn't necessarily say that, but I'm adding that little bit. Matt Johnson, Todd thinks you're pretty cool. He didn't necessarily say that, but I'm adding that. Rachel and Nate, also Todd gives a shout out to that, to you two. So great. Cool. And then, and Janessa and Chloe. Janessa, Todd gives a shout out. He thinks you're rad. Chloe, Todd gives a shout out. He thinks you're rad. I can do this all day. Great. Can you show us how to gargle salt water? All right, Burris. Um, I can. Um, Great. And Robin also gets a shout out by Todd. All right, I'll just do it for you real quick because it just needs to be basically warm salt water. It doesn't need to be hot. So I heat up water in the sink. I pour some water in there, and then I gargle that. So. I only have this. I don't have a small salt shaker, so there you go. There you go, gargled salt water for you. I hope that was enjoyable. Uh, you also don't want to just start drinking something after that. The whole point of the salt water is to basically break apart the mucus in there. So, also shout out to Don Seeger. What's your favorite word for comedic purposes? Ooh. I like there was if anyone's familiar, Dr. Demento had an album, The Very Best of Dr. Demento. Many different artists, but I think he produces about silly words, and Bulbous Bouffant was in there. That one always made me laugh. I like. I don't necessarily think it's funny, but I like Booyakasha. That's fun. Tuberculosis. That's more from the Dr. Demento one, which is just a song of silly words, like blubber. So if you ever want to check that out, it's very fun. It's like blubber. Bulbous Bouffant. All right. You're welcome. And that is where I'm at. I'm still at like the same number. I'm glad that I have the same amount of people who are interested at all times during this. And I'm not really going strong in either way. Because if everyone quit watching, I'd just stop and start doing other shit. But I'm going to keep going as long as you all are watching, probably. So I'll see you in 3 hours. Okay. What show, movie has inspired me and why? It's a good question. I mean, there's a lot. I think I'm a huge fan of animation. And right now there's a couple of big ones. If you were to look at my animation, you probably could tell that it's a little bit Rick and Morty inspired, which I certainly love. But I also really loved BoJack Horseman, and that to me was really an inspiring show for a number of reasons, because it's one of the few comedies that are mainstream that aren't necessarily just funny. Cartoons. It has a lot of very serious moments, very dark moments, and some moments that are like, "What the hell is this?" And then they don't even end with a laugh; they just leave you on that. It's very eye-opening as far as what we can do for animation and the kind of projects that a person could make and keep an audience interested for at least 5 seasons. Also, one thing I really loved about BoJack Horseman is it proves sort of my theory of comedy, which is that something is funny for as long as if somebody learns their lesson, it's not funny. What we like are when people don't learn their lesson. They can want to, they can try, but they're always going to be that same person. And every time we see them be that same person, we're going to laugh. They try to get out of it, boom, they're just like they always were. BoJack Horseman, the very last episode, at least appears to change for the better and become a better person, horse, whatever, which is how they decide to end the show. And it's also very much not funny. It's very serious, and you realize at that point the show is done. And I thought it was a very good ending to a show because I don't want to see the next episode. It's no longer going to be a funny show. I mean, you could still fit in some animal laughs, but the main character of BoJack is done as far as why he's funny. So I'd say probably BoJack Horseman. Did I wash my hands? Did I wash my hands from gargling salt water? No. I don't know if I'm supposed to. I can. You didn't ask me to wash my hands. You just asked if I did. Let's see, where else are we at here? How was my day? What did I do? How do I feel about it? My day, it's been a little rough, but figuring things out. If you've followed me at all on Facebook, you've probably seen some weird rants, things with loans and stuff through the government. I think it's all getting figured out while I'm still plenty far away. Found out yesterday I'd not actually filed for unemployment. I was able to do that, though, finally. Today I thought for a moment that I was not going to get the PPP loan at all, and there might be a hope that I could be in the second wave for that. So it's a weird day, but not as bad or as tough as yesterday morning was. Other than that, I didn't do anything outside, really, mostly inside. I've been creating things. I've made this really cool hoodie, which you won't really get to see for a couple more days, but I'm hoping that people really like it. It's a full designed hoodie. It's not just like an emblem on the front. I think people are really going to dig it, and it's a zip-up, unlike the ones that are out currently on Teespring. Doing that, the loan stuff, that's pretty much been my entire day. I've been trying to animate, and I got about 10 minutes in of doing the audio mixing. So I'm not even to the animation of one of my next episodes yet. Let's see here. I'm falling behind here. How did I feel about it? Today was all right, yeah. Can you video me in and City in and we do a shot? Yes. I'm assuming you mean you and Felicity. I will get you in just a second here. What else is there? Okay, so Todd and Felicity, I'm getting you in so you can join. There you go. I sent that information to both of you. Now, what's a common overused teaching improv technique term that I don't like or don't think is useful? Great question. A common overused teaching improv technique. Okay, I'm going to give two. One I've certainly stopped using that's a term is I try not to use straight man, just a term that in this day and age is kind of going through something else. I usually try to say something like grounded character. I haven't picked a specific term based on what I'm trying to usually convey. I say the grounded character or the character that we want to relate with. And I think there's two things here I think that I'll say for this. I think when it comes to finding the first unusual thing and thinking that's solely how you're going to work is not the best choice always. I get it as a teaching method to get people to commit to an idea, but I think when people stay heavy on that and they say you can only have the first unusual thing, you miss some better opportunities. And to also go on the other side, when people commit too much to the integrity of the character, sometimes that can be a real hang-up to me because it gets really dark and depressing at times, and the audience wants to laugh and they don't give them that out. Now, you could build that tension, you got to be able to break it. One other thing is a character arc, because I just mentioned your character always staying the same. If you want that laugh, is this character grows, and by the end they're a different person. That's wonderful if you want to be an artist, and that's all your goal is to call yourself an artist. But like if you want to make people laugh, you gotta give them that character back that they want. What do you think of the Rick and Morty Australian parody Bush World Adventures? I don't know if you knew that I'd seen that. It was one of the weirdest, strangest things I've ever seen. I watched the whole thing. It was truly bizarre, or at least I don't know if there's more than one episode. I saw the one episode. It is pretty fucking weird. So yes, thank you for bringing that up. Do you oil your beard every day? I oil my beard never. It seems oiled. It's not. This is just how it grows. You can kind of see where it's gotten longer since the last time I've shaved. I don't do anything to this. I don't even add the white. It just comes in like that. I look forward to seeing the hoodie. Me too. My barber said to do it, but I don't because I'm a badass rebel who don't give no shit. Oil your beard every day? You're a barber? Okay, that's cool. Do you go to the, like a place in Blackstone District? Okay. At family dinners, Taylor often sometimes says he would best you in a gentleman's fencing match. Under the Queen's rules, of course. What say you on that challenge? Do you have fencing experience, Taylor? Because I have a little bit. I have a tiny amount. But also I really love Princess Bride. So yes, I do know the stance at least. That's about it. I know the stance. I taught stage combat in a play when there was a sword fight scene. So like I knew some basic stuff. I would probably lose to anyone who knew what they were doing. Alex Portillo said hi. Can you show us the Winter Wonderland outside your window? That's a great one. The blinds are only closed because it was bright out. I will get that for you real quick here. And also, let's see if we've got other people in here. Okay, so adding Todd and Felicity now. Great. Oh, hold on. Hey, Todd. Showing people the Winter Wonderland. Here it is. There you go. See all that snow? That's right. That's right. Okay, Todd, you can come back now. All right. Todd, what's up? Oh, hold up. I had my volume down. What's up?
This is Happy. He's a dog.
I'm a dog?
You all are actually sideways. I don't think you have the camera turned. You might want to just flip it the other way.
Yeah, brah. We got you. We didn't get the green screen ready.
Oh yeah, that would have been
No,
fun.
that's good for me.
Are we taking a shot?
Yeah, we're going to take shots of whiskey.
Hey.
But I do littler shots because I'm not much.
That's fine. Can I take one with you?
That was what we were doing, right?
Oh, great. Yes. Did I miss that? Did you type that in?
What?
That we're taking shots? Oh, and we do a shot. Got it. You meant a shot of alcohol.
Yeah.
With our Pepsi chasers.
We got Pepsi chasers because we have Pizza Hut today. Snowed.
There's 30% off delivering. That's a deal.
So we're the star now. Right now, we took over Dylan's show.
Wow.
So the show is just Dylan doing whatever the people in the chat are telling him to do.
Oh, that's great. And one of them is take a shot with us.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm probably the most vocal in the chat, so it's mostly been me getting Rody drunk. Well,
No.
that's what it's going down.
So I'm supposed to be taking a shot. I don't have a shot glass, so I grabbed this other thing. And I just realized I poured too much because this is a cup, and I filled it a quarter of the way full, which means this is 2 ounces. So I guess that's a double shot.
I mean,
Yeah, who's counting?
Yeah, we're not holding it. We're not,
We need a specific amount.
if you're cheating us, we feel it's probably for the good of the show. We're not going to do the show a
We trust your
disservice.
judgment.
Hold on. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I poured a little bit in Alex's cup. Okay. I'm
right.
all good. All right.
Good. Yeah, do they want to get in on this?
No, yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have more now? I think we're fine. Okay. We're gonna do this.
Body of Christ.
Yeah, sure, all that stuff. Cheers.
Cheers.
I fell.
Oh.
Spilled it on my face.
Blah, blah, blah.
Cheap vodka is pretty rough to take a shot of.
Eh,
Oh, oh, oh.
Whiskey gives me this weird face. Eh.
Oh, oof. Yeah, that's Amsterdam vodka. I don't,
I will take this big green back to the garage.
I'll figure out if he needs me for anything else, and then I'll be out there.
all right. So,
You need,
I was supposed to cue Jeopardy music.
for what? Were you gonna do an interview?
Oh, wait, hold on, this is playing Twitch.
Oh, because they were waiting for us.
Yeah. But I'm gonna play it now anyways, because it says to do it, and I'm doing anything they want us to do.
Am I staying here? If you need to get rid of me?
Do you want to stay or you want to go?
I mean, I probably I got like 5 minutes at least.
Sure. Does anyone want anything from Todd before he goes?
Show your butt. Show your butt.
Hey, it's so beautiful out there. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll show my butt.
Oh?
No,
It
that's
is.
enough? Okay.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it. We can't get kicked off for nudity.
Oh, sorry.
But you did show butts.
No, technically, that's still my butt. My buttons. Right. But anyway, I fell when we were hiking.
You were hiking?
Yeah, we went hiking in the snow.
Oh. Yeah, saw
Just
that.
like went up to get to do that, and it's super beautiful because things had started to turn a little green, and so the snow was all piled on top of them, and then like the bushes were all bent over with the weight of the snow. But if you shook them, they'd like shoot back up. It was very fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great. All right. I don't know if anybody. Oh, Todd say Tallapoosa.
Tallapoosa?
Yeah, Alex Portillo says say Tallapoosa.
Tallapoosa.
Okay. I don't know. That's not a
All right.
reference to anything. Okay.
Hey, Alex Portilla. Tallapoosa. Hey.
Great. He said LOL, so great. That must have at least got it.
All right, we got it.
Say your famous catchphrase. Is that you, Todd? Is that Todd that's saying his famous catchphrase?
I love you.
Wait, your famous catchphrase isn't Tallapoosa?
Tallapoosa. The old Tallapoosa toddy. Always. You're talking about good words, funny words. Have you?
Hey, Todd, what's your lesser known catchphrase?
I don't know what they're talking about.
This is a different person. What's your lesser known catchphrase?
Show me your butt.
Yeah, sure. That's probably your your most famous one, but yeah.
Yeah, past that or just hold it? That's a good one. That's
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
catchphrase. I'm getting my other phone so I can participate in the chat too. Oh, never mind. That might give us feedback.
Yeah, you can turn the volume off on Twitch. So you should be good.
Gathered today to say their final goodbyes to this fallen Louisville police officer, DD Megan Tutu.
Couldn't have been a worse thing. A worse time. A fallen hero. Called him. Not even close. Not even close.
Fallen
Do
Behir.
we have more or less viewers?
We still have the same.
We have one less because I'm on the show now.
Surprisingly, we've stayed extremely consistent for about 50 minutes now.
Are Dale and Teresa watching?
I can't see everybody who's watching. I just see numbers.
Oh. Well, if they are, I'll shout them out.
I can see that 7 people are watching on Twitch, 2 on Facebook, and 1 on YouTube. If you're that one person watching on YouTube, say what's up. I haven't heard from you yet. And thank you for the one person who watches on YouTube. For anyone who isn't familiar, YouTube is a page where you can put videos online.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
And this guy was telling me, I was telling him that I wanted to learn to do something, and he was like, "Have you checked out YouTube?" And I was like, "What's that?"
Hey, Todd, if you want to help me on this, Alex Portillo says this is more entertaining than ABC World News tonight. Do the news. So I'm going to start off being an anchor, and then I'll pass it off to you, okay?
Cool.
Great. All right, this is ABCDEFG News, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Dylan Rohde. I'll be your anchor tonight. In world news, it is snowing. That's right. In the world, it is snowing. You can look out my window and see the whole world is snowing right now. And as you can tell by this world, that it's tiny. The world has shrunk. The world has gotten smaller. No, the world has gotten smaller and turned to wood. As you can see, whoa, put that back. There you go. And in other news, we have Todd on location.
Yeah, that's right. I'm out here in a jungle, and we're searching for medicines and patient zero in this virus. We're out here. Oh snap! Got to put on my mask. Be like, oh, we found this bat. And then we interviewed a couple locals here. They said they never really heard that much from the bat. He seemed like a normal bat. They saw him around town. He never really got into anything crazy. They never would have expected that he would cause all this. So we're going to further investigate. And actually, there's another news story somewhere else that I'm going to investigate. And I'm going to send it back to our home station with Dylan Rohde. Take it over.
Thank you, Todd. He is in the jungle, as you just heard, with his face mask on. I decided to put my own on because we're supposed to be wearing it at all times. And if you're thinking, well, geez, that just sort of looks like a cat mask. Haha, there's a mask underneath it. That's the trick. And I'm not a cat. I'm a human. No, I do have Todd on location at another place.
That's right. Deep inside a dark cave here. I'm sure you can't see me very well. But down here is a troll who makes macrame out of bread twist ties. It's going to be amazing. He's going to show you how to spice up your spring. That's right. Coming up after the break. That's troll that makes twist tie hair crosses. Back to you, Rhodey.
I can't wait to check that out. No, someone also asked, did Trump fart?
Oh, what's that? This coming in live. I'm out here at a fireworks display, and it came through the wire that Trump did just fart. It was amazing. It was larger than regular. It was the first 3 notes of the Star Spangled Banner. It was directly into Pence's ear. That's all I got for now. Back to you, Rody.
That's right. We heard not only did he fart, but he farted before anyone else even knew farts existed. That's how he was able to fart so much, and he closed off gas from his mouth before anyone else did. To fart, and I just heard a zipper. Huge and bigly. I don't know how much longer we're gonna make this last. So if you need to be seeing something. Again, this show is whatever you want it to be. Okay. Oh, we're out in the snow. This show is whatever you want it to be. So if you have a request, go ahead and type that now, as we're probably reaching our end. Todd is outside, I think. Todd, you doing something?
There's no light out here, so you can't even tell.
We can see you.
I'm trying, yeah, but I'm in the kitchen now. That's not.
A snow angel. Someone said snow angel. Can you do that?
I've already made enough wet spots in this house today. If it would have been clean.
Speaking of YouTube videos, if you have not seen the one of the kid who doesn't understand snow angels, go check that out. It's the one where his arms keep doing this, and his dad tries to explain that it's this, and the kid continues
Oh,
to...
gotcha.
Are you going to do one?
I can lay on the hood of my car.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not wearing
Now move your
sleeves and stuff.
move your arm. Make a noise, though, so we can see it.
Ooh! I don't know. There's not.
Theoretical
Todd.
funk. Thank you for that one. Thank you, Todd. Thanks for filling that. All right. Tonight's been wild. I think this is probably a good time to call it. I want to give a shout out to Todd, Dylan, and also Felicity for joining me on this, and for all the people who've been watching. Todd, do you have anything you want to sign out with?
Hey, do you want to hit the green room after this? On FaceTime?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll see you later, bud.
All right, see ya. And thank you all for watching. Check out our actual shows tomorrow night. Tomorrow, Saturday, we have some really great shows, and we're updating our website and all that, as we probably have a few more weeks of this left at least. Thank you very much. And someone said code words. Cheeseburger. Thank you all very much, and have a